Hey, what's going on, guys? So if you care about clean water when you're detailing, about no spots when you go to rinse your car, when you're drying your car, when you're a professional or even an enthusiast, you care about your water source. Now, if you're like me, most of your guys' water comes from the city or even a well. And that water comes into your house far from perfect. It has what's called dissolved solids in it. And that is red, and you're able to read your dissolved solid rate with a what's called TDS meter, which is total dissolved solids. And so I was looking for a way to combat this in my new shop space here because I have city water and I need super clean filtered water for the jobs that we're doing in the shop. So I was looking for solutions. There's a few solutions out there on the market, and one of the best ones that I found was from a company called The Clean Garage. Now, I purchased this little tank from them about a week or so ago. They shipped it out, and what this tank is it is called a deionizing system. So we're going to talk about what this system is, how it works, and how to put it together. And first of all, shout out to the Clean Garage. They sent it out. They shipped it right away. Came here professionally packaged. Came in without being damaged. So thank you very much to them. It's going to help me out a lot in my business here in this space here. So with that being said, we'll get into kind of discussing what is a deionizing system and how it works. So we have the other box that came from the Clean Garage. And this has the attachments that go and install on the tank itself. We'll open those up and take a look at them. And I purchased the unit with the bypass valves installed on them, and we'll talk a little bit about that here shortly. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and install these valves, and we're going to take just a little bit of lubrication that's designed for O-rings and stuff for pools. You know, since this is water related, I always just like to grease up the seals and those types of things when going to install. Helps maintain the rubber and stuff on the seals. Just gives it a longer life instead of putting them on dry. They also seal better. So we'll go ahead and take a little bit of this and just put a little bit on the O-rings and that type of thing. Yeah, so when you go to install those O-rings into the plastic here, it just makes them seat up nice and easy, slides right in. Just makes it an easier install for you as well. Make sure our O-rings are pushed in, and we'll use the nuts to lock them down. Just snug. You'll feel them bottom out. I don't think you need to crank them down. There wasn't any directions in the box, but I believe I saw them on the website. So what this valve head does is allow you to basically shut your incoming or outgoing water off or on. And it's just a little stiff. Make sure we can get that one to turn. Make sure it's okay. Okay. All right. So essentially, you can have your water running if you have this in a more permanent setup. Your incoming water that's being filtered, you can use these valves to turn on or off whether it goes through the filter here, which is kind of nice if you don't want to continually use your filter, because this has a resin beads in it, and that's essentially basically what deionizes the water. It's the resin bed in the filter itself, and they do have a lifespan. We'll talk a little bit about that later, but you have the option with this option on this tank. I think they sell it without, but I got it with, and it allows you to turn your filter on or off, which is kind of nice. That's actually a cool little shot. We can show you the valve opening and closing. So with this positioned, the valve positioned like so, it diverts it to go out past the, it doesn't allow it to go into the filter. It bypasses the filter and comes out the other side. This has the same option, so you do have to have both of these turned inwards towards each other to have the water bypass the filter. And then once you want to filter the water again, you crank open the filter, the nozzle, the valve I mean, and now you can see right down in there. So in, out. And we have it labeled here as well. These both labeled inlet. Okay, sorry, inlet and inlet. Okay, so they're both labeled inlet. So I guess you can run them. Oh, nope, sorry, inlet and outlet. So we were correct. Got the inlet side, nicely labeled, outlet side. They also give you fittings for your hose, really nice. They are the correct ones. I saw some other reviews online with some other units that they didn't give you the correct fittings. These are actually hose fittings. So this one goes right into the inlet. And you can position it where you'd like. So you just screw your hose end in here, and this is nice because it's free floating in there. So this one's connected. This allows you to screw the hose right on, which is really nice. And now we got the other side installed. Same thing. Just put it into there. Screw it down. And this is where your clean water will be coming out, and this would be the hose that you attach to a pressure washer or just regular garden hose to wash the vehicle. So super nice setup, nice and clean. This unit looks great. I haven't wiped it down, it's a little dusty, but great looking unit, and functionality is very good. All right, so we got our tank outside. What I'm going to do is I am going to fill up this cup with straight tap water, and we're going to test the TDS reading on it. Then we're going to hook it up, and we're going to test the output once we get that done, the first test. And then we'll test afterwards to see how much it actually reduces the total dissolved solids, or TDS reading. Now, one thing to note, this is an older hose. I will be using brand new hoses for this unit. Over time, those hoses get corroded up with all sorts of stuff in them, so essentially you want to use new hoses. It actually pays for itself, so that the equipment's not trying to take out minerals and all that kind of stuff from years of hose use and stuff like that, which can be pretty heavy in a hose. So just a tip, buy brand new hoses when you get one of these machines. It's going to last you a lot longer. Alright, so now we got the hose on. We're going to fill up the cup. So these are one of the units that you'll need to buy to test your water quality. So we got the reader out. Focus. And as you can tell, it says 0. If it would focus here. Okay, there we go. 0 parts per million. If you can read that on the screen, it says ppm right there. So put the reader in the glass. Give it a minute. And typical for Florida water, 248 parts per million, which is not good for when you wash your car. That has a lot of dissolved solids in it. If you're from anywhere with hard water or well water, you know that, you know, anything above 80 to 100 parts per million is really going to leave a lot of spots on your car, especially in the hot sun, especially on a black car. It's not going to be good. So we're going to go ahead and set this filter up, and we're going to give a reading afterwards. So we had 248 parts per million total dissolved solids reading on that, so, or TDS for short. Okay, we got our hose hooked up. Check for any leaks. Shut this valve off here. The water is going to fill the tank inside the resin. This is nice about the valves because you can turn it on and off. Okay, so we're going to let the resin get full of water so it can do its job. And there we go. We must have a relief valve on there. So no leaks. Now we're going to test the water quality. Once it's been able to okay, we got our glass of water, got our reader out, we got 0 parts per million there, and right off the bat I can already tell the water is much clearer from when it came out. Let's see if we can see that on camera. Yeah, so we have basically almost 0. I didn't rinse the cup out before doing the after test, but you know, basically it's 2 parts per million, almost 0, which is basically nothing. So this thing did exactly what it needed to do. So that's what we're looking for. This is my first go with the Clean Garage tank, and so far it looks incredible. The water quality is superb. So once we use it more and more, we'll keep you updated on how long it lasts. They give a breakdown on the website about how many gallons, depending on your water quality, this tank will make.
but I'm expecting to get at least a couple of months out of this, or if not even more, depending on the usage type, on how many gallons we run through it. But definitely, in my opinion, worth the investment, especially if you're a professional and you're looking for water that doesn't spot. It speeds up your time doing cars. I do a lot of paint protection film, coatings, that type of thing, washes. So like if I don't have to dry a vehicle and I can pull it in and do what I need to do instead of worrying about water spots on the windows and the trim and everything, especially in high dollar cars that you don't want spots in places that you can't get to, engine bays, Ferrari engine bays, new Corvette engine bays, stuff that where if the water dries and it leaves spots, it's very difficult to get out. You're just adding time to the process. So that's why I purchased this tank, and so it's an investment for me and also my customers, and so far definitely thumbs up because it worked perfectly. One more thing about this unit, guys, which I didn't mention, is the ability on how practical this thing is. A lot of systems that are reverse osmosis and those types of systems, they're not really portable. They're designed to be fixed in place. They have a purpose. But this is really nice if you want to not have something permanent and you want to be able to move it. Now this tank is one of their larger tanks, but it's not so big that it's hard to maneuver. Now I just rigged it up on a dolly here. It's not ideal, but I rolled it in and out without a problem, and even when it was full, I'll probably come up with a more permanent solution with that. But it can fit in any corner of your garage, any corner of your shop, and if you want to move it, you can move it. And then if you want to bring it outside to a hose, or even if you want to bring it on a job somewhere or a job site, you can. It's mobile. You can take it anywhere. So very practical unit. Great practicality as far as that point goes, and just very versatile. So overall, super impressed. Love the packaging. Love the Clean Garage logo. Super easy to make an order, and I have no affiliation with them. I saw them online. I was on Google. I was searching for filter solutions, found them, made an order, and they got it right out to me. And it came great. It came in shipped fast, and came in without being damaged, and they had all the parts and everything ready to go, and it's a really slick unit. So definitely, if you guys are in the market for something like that, I would definitely recommend it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you spending the time to watch the video, and I hope that it can help in some way, whether you are an enthusiast or a business owner or a shop owner just getting into the business, a veteran in the business. I hope that anything that we provide here, I provide here in these videos, can help in some way, shape, or form. And I just want to say thank you again for your support. It really means a lot to me, and I look forward to doing more videos. Thank you. God bless.